Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who are live today, welcome for those who are on my Instagram channel, and welcome to those who are right on Restream, Facebook, and my YouTube Live. I am your sister, your host, Cynthia J. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead. Hit that like button if you got that YouTube video. Also, go ahead and share the link. Share your social media, Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook, wherever you may be. You can share on TikTok. Go ahead and share. Today, we are going to go in a nice little deep area that's necessary and needed, but we're not going to be on too long, but enough for us to put in some comments and to also share, like I said, and hit that like button and subscribe, and to also go deeper into what is going on in today. So for those who don't know, our topic is going to be on today. Why are our children becoming out of control? Yes, you hear more topics on our children on everyday channels and other podcasts and so forth. But today is very necessary. Why are our children becoming out of control? And in about 5 minutes, I will have my daughter come on live with me and to give some of her input. Why that she feels that some of her peers, including herself, have some issues of becoming out of control. What could be done about it? How can we handle this situation? And so forth. So if you on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter and YouTube, or WhatsApp, Telegraph, wherever you at, go ahead, share this link. For those who don't know, go on my YouTube channel. If you don't know it, share it. It's connected in a link. I will share it again for those who don't know. And again, this is a really good topic of what we can talk about and why our children becoming out of control in this generation and in this new decade, because it's not what it used to be. Elders back in the day used to say that children was having issues then. But the question is, again, what are we doing about it? How are we going about the situation? But again, what is causing our children to become out of control? We have so many things that's going on around the world today, and it's a lot of more influences than what it used to be. If you think about it, growing up, those who are my age or a little older, we didn't have social media as much as we do now today. And now today that we have social media, it's more easy and easier access for our children to be entertained by, not just out in public, but in-house and outhouse. With that being said, why do you think that your children, our children, my child, your child, nieces and nephews, even if you don't have any children, even if you're out here and you're a school teacher, or if you work in the public school system, or if you work in the justice system, why are our children becoming out of control? Why? Some people will give it their own, personal experience based off of what they experience, what they have seen, what they have heard. But it's just not in one area. It's a whole global thing in the U.S. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other cultures and other countries, because what's happening in the U.S., for what I believe and what I have seen and experienced traveling, is that we have a little bit of more, restrictions on certain things here when it comes to our children than other countries do. So again, share this live feed right now so no one shall miss out. I would love to hear your feedbacks. I would love to hear the comments and concerns. What can we do about it? This is not just a talk about it thing here. This is something that also got to not just be a talk about it, but got to be a work about it. So with that being said, why are our children becoming out of control? All right. Let me give you one example. Children becoming out of control because they're having outside influences instead of in-house, meaning their parents. Another reason the children could be out of control is because of parents too. What type of parents we have out here today in society? You know, everybody is raised up different, not just culture, environment, you know. Like earlier, I'll let my daughter speak on this when she comes on to give some of her examples. And I said I would love to share opportunity of her being up here because no one actually gets to know me. For those who know me as Cynthia, aka Cynthia J, y'all know me. I don't put, my whole life out there like that on here, but it's necessary. However, I would love for her to share her thoughts on why she thinks her peers are becoming out of control. What can she tell me that shows this herself? So come on in, my beautiful daughter. Come chime in, scoot over, sit beside your mother here. I'm going to scoot over, guys, and let my daughter chime in with y'all so y'all can see her beautiful face. So she's going to give some of her output. Go ahead and sit down, love. Go ahead, you're fine. And for everybody that doesn't know, this is my daughter. And I'm going to let her introduce herself. Come in a little bit, honey. And for those who are on Instagram, I'm going to let y'all chime in and get her beautiful face. So go ahead and tell some of our audience who are watching now and who will be watching later, what do you see and what you know and what you are personally experiencing? Why are children becoming out of control? And speak up loud so they can hear you.
Okay. Why kids are being out of control is because they're hearing some people saying in the world, like videos on YouTube saying like you should like do whatever you want, like you should be who you are. Well, I meant to say you should be like a grown up or something. Okay. Some kids listen to that kind of stuff, and they take it like in their brain, like me. I really want to be a teenager, but my maturity doesn't show it. Some people think I'm kind. I am and mature, and some people just met me because I'm really nice.
Take your time. You're nervous?
Yeah.
Okay, but you need to look into the camera because your eyes are rolling and everybody can't see you.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to say sorry. It's okay. Get a little nervous. Mm-hmm. And make sure you explain yourself very well so people can understand what you're saying.
Like some kids like me, sometimes when I don't finish doing my stuff, like if after homeschool, if I don't do my chores or something and the first thing I do is get on the game, I get myself in trouble. Like me and my friend, I have a friend named Ella. One time, the parents were talking with our grandparents about what my friend Ella did. She got angry and she started balling up her fist. But different with us kids. Us kids we just want to do all the time. Like we think we're grown-ups or teenagers, and like we think we can go out here and do what we like want to do like we're grown. No, we're not. Okay. We're just little kids. We're not grown. We're not like these teenagers or preteens or young adults. We're kids. We can't pay the bills. We don't have jobs. And one thing that our parents always say, some kids think they're allowed to have something that, well, I'm not going to say it, that they can have. No, they can't. They're too young. And our parents say the boys are just our friends.
Okay, so again, that's some examples, just a little bit. But what is the real big reason? Like, okay, let's say you was telling me about one of your friends in a video game.
some of my friends on the video game, like some of their parents say they can do whatever they want, but some of them, like one time, one of my friends were crying. I say, "Why are you crying?" Because they say they can't do whatever they want. I say because you're just a kid. You don't have a job. You don't have your own house. You can't pay the bills. She said, "I know that, but all I just wanted to get was like an ice cream or a snack." And I said, "Did you ask?" She said, "No."
Well, what about this friend you was telling me that the parents allowed them to use foul language?
Yes. Mm-hmm. One of my friends I just met like 2 weeks or 1 week ago.
Well, they're not a friend. That's another thing our children are out of control with. This is what I have to tell my daughter. I say to her, everyone is not your friend. This is what parents have to, not all parents do this, only a few of us. Everyone is not your friend. We say this all the time. Just like the young lady that was in Mexico who went with her friends. She didn't come back alive. And recently I just showed my daughter today, and I'm going to try to see if I can chime it up on here with you guys, if I can find it. It was, or if not this week, I'll share it week after next, because we're going to be off air next Thursday, which, by the way, I'll make that announcement at the end. But another young lady was invited to a birthday party. And in the birthday party, she was having a good time with her friends. And she noticed that the girls were going into the bathroom, then they were coming back out, and they were going in and coming back out. Now, as she stated in this comment area, as she posted, and I quote, she said, "My intuition told me just to enjoy, have fun." And I told my daughter, I said, her intuition wouldn't tell her, just enjoy yourself to have fun. Your intuition would have warned you. We call it intuition. We call it vibes. We call it the Holy Spirit. So many names that comes with it. Would have told you something just feels not normal to her. But she used the word in a wrong content. So with that being said, this young lady is in a hotel party she was invited to. The girls were coming in. They mentioned something about having a fight. She didn't want to participate. She told them, "Hey, girls, it ain't even about that. I just want to have fun." They was trying to fight her. She managed to get out of that situation, get on an elevator to go downstairs in a hotel lobby. As this happened, the other two, one of them older than her, they still pursued her, started fighting her. She's defending herself, and she states that she gets kicked in the eye. Police are already been called on their way by the hotel lobbyist clerk, and then she contacts her boyfriend. She didn't realize that her eye was swollen, how bad, and she's showing the clips, and I showed this to her today. And I was telling her, this is what it means when they say, why are children becoming out of control? Children are becoming out of control to the point that they don't even realize that their own friends are becoming out of control. You can be a child who still makes their slip-ups, as she said before. You know, you're getting angry and you're doing things you shouldn't do, and you get your moments, natural, normal things kids get in trouble for. However, this girl, thank God for her life, because everyone is not a friend. And just because, and one thing a gentleman quoted on this girl's TikTok was, just because you're invited to a party doesn't mean you're liked. Just because you're invited to a party doesn't mean you have a friend. And this is what we tell our nieces, our nephews, spiritual nieces and nephews. I still call them my birthing children, even if I just met you. Everyone is not your friend. All the way from the time you were a kid until you're an adult. Because this goes to show, we don't know what this new trend is coming from. But this goes to show that young adults are setting up their own friends just to be hurt, to harm. They might be jealous of you because of the type of influence you have on people. And it may be a good influence. That is why you, as children, you are a target. That is why a lot of children are becoming out of control. You're becoming out of control because you don't know how to keep this still. That's another thing. Now, while we're here on this podcast, don't say people's names, Because I see you forgot that. Yeah, that's okay. But again, it's good to show that, you are learning from this situation. And my daughter always asks me, guys, she said, Mom, why don't I get a chance to be on here? This is her time to be on here. Just so that people can see that children go through a lot too. That children are becoming out of control because it's not just the homes, it's what's on social media. They want to be on social media. They want to be on social media we had this discussion, Snapchat, Instagram. Some parents allow their kids to be on there. They figure that they can monitor and they have these apps. They have all these things they can do now. Right or wrong? Mm-hmm. Yet again, as a parent monitoring, the children are still getting away with stuff. They're hiding, they're sneaking, they're doing things they shouldn't do. Right or wrong?
Right.
Why are you looking like that? Don't think mommy got you up here just to, put you on the spot. But this is something that is good, that this is how we build relationships. Parents should build relationships like this. Children should be able to come to their parents and talk. Yes, we will disagree on a lot of things, but if we don't talk with you, you become out of control. You become that child who's angry, who doesn't know how to control their emotions. A lot of children are out here and they don't know how to control their emotions. And this is one of the issues that children have. Yes, and it goes on until we become adults. Have you not seen personally, as within your own eyes, how an adult act like a child? Have you not seen that out in public before?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did you feel about that?
I felt so hurt.
Can you explain a little more?
I felt so hurt that I wanted to cry. That happened to a friend of mine.
To see the adults out there doing that? Yeah. And I'm not saying we're perfect.
I really want to know,
talk louder.
I really want to know, why some parents let their kids use the language that they're not supposed to be saying.
That is a good question.
And one of the online people I play with, the parents say they're allowed to say the bad word.
And that's not good.
Because if I say a bad word, I actually would get in trouble.
Yet again, are we saying these things as something that's every day?
No,
and that's the thing.
Some of my friends use it because they get mad, or some of them use it to cuss someone out, or use it for people's names.
And are those friends?
No.
So why would we call them a friend? Do they deserve that title?
No.
So why would you say friend?
Some of my friends on there, I don't remember their name.
If they're not a friend, if you can't, this is another thing we got to correct with our children. And I keep saying this to her. We keep saying this to her, and not just myself, but others. If you don't know the person's first, last name, and their parent, they're not a friend. Stop using that word.
Use person.
There you go. Also, you can grow up with them and be around them all your life. And you still may not know them very well. This is one of the things that kids get out of control with. They think everybody's their friend. We need to fix that. That's number one. Number two, y'all also get out of control because you don't know how to control yourself when it comes to being influenced by social media, like YouTube with music, the music that's being played out here. Y'all think Lizzo and Doja Cat and and these are people that she came across, and I had to tell her, I said, the words that they use in the music, it's not encouraging. You don't even know what they mean with certain words they're saying. It's beyond your understanding. Go ahead.
Like one song my favorite music artist her name is Cynthia, and she made this song with Lizzo.
And like I told her, this is another thing. A lot of parents, not all of us are into these artists, so we don't listen to their music.
My favorite songs.
And as a parent, you need to hear what your child is listening to. Again, our children like to be disobedient and rebellious. And I'm saying this on live. International and national. You hear that? You're on national and international. This is why it's important that we know what our children are listening to. This is why it's important that children should understand that certain music they should not be listening to and why. And it's very important that children do not disobey their parents, because you're cutting your life short doing this. But we have children that still want to do what they want to do, sneak and try to fit in. I can't talk because I was there at one time. Thank God I'm not a child anymore. Because the word says, I once was a baby, but once I became mature and could take on me, I had to let those things go. And that goes for me. That goes for even the parents up on here that's speaking to their children. So if you have children, get them to watch this right now, so that they can see that it's not just you alone that's saying this. You also have those like me who are here saying it. And we need to understand this. But one of the reasons why children are out of control, because they don't desire to listen. They hear, but they don't desire to listen. They don't desire to be obedient. To understand their first teachers are their parents. Those are the master teachers. Your first teacher is your parent. The right parent that was given to you. I'm not saying all parents are parents, because we have met some parents are not. And as you heard my daughter say, why you look so sad?
Sorry.
Why you heard my daughter say, some of her peers on the game and elsewhere and outside, they allow their children to use foul language. But they don't understand that using this foul language, it just devalues their character. Using foul language, bad words, words that even if we say or technically weren't bad words at one time, they've been taken in and molded into that. It's the energy behind it. So as parents, if you're a parent, and my prayer to you and my encouragement and influence to you is, please correct that. Because if you're allowing your children to use foul language, if you're allowing your children to, listen to these particular songs like mine, I didn't allow her. It just pop up. They find ways sometimes, especially YouTube, you can be cutting and restricting, and YouTube still find a way to bring it across. They'll bring it through an ad. They'll bring it through commercials. For those who don't have regular cable TV, but you might got internet and have Roku stick or Tubi, those commercials come up and they showing them their videos.
The first time I heard about Doja Cat is when I was talking to a friend on the game. He was a boy, and his favorite song was "Kiss Me More" by Doja Cat.
And that's another thing. Just because somebody tell you,
don't mean you gotta listen to it.
Say it again.
It's because somebody tell you don't mean you gotta listen to
Come
it.
on now. Hey, say it loud.
Don't mean that someone tells you about it. Don't mean you got to listen to it.
Exactly.
And that's how and then my mindset and my whole body started changing after I heard her almost all her songs.
Mm-hmm. And this is another thing we tell kids. What your eyes and your ears are portals. Our ancestors knew that. Our eyes and our ears, there are portals. And what you listen to and what you see with your eyes, it's a part of energy. It gets into your spirit. It changes you. It becomes a part of your DNA. And if you don't be careful, guess what it does to you? You start to become that person. That's why I was like, when people say, I hear, oh, I like Lizzo and all these other artists. And okay, just because they got one good song out, you got to remember what they did when they first got out. Like the music industry. And this is what I tell my daughter all the time. The music industry has changed. It is not how it was when our parents grew up, grandparents grew up, and when we grew up. The music industry has changed tremendously. The marketing of the music industry is not owned by historical Black people like that anymore. As I was teaching, my husband and I teach our daughter, we said that the music industry out here, like Motown Records and things like that, and other productions, our people had hands on. But then you had those like Rockefellers and everybody else just coming in and started buying out our people, sabotaging the industry, killing people off mysteriously. And people don't think that this stuff still exists. It does. People talk about the Illuminati and all of this stuff. That's a whole nother topic. And that's for another day. Yet again, we are allowing these situations to happen. Not only that, the public school system, our government. This is why our children are out of control. Also, what else did you write? Because my daughter wrote a list. So what we got here?
Okay.
So what are other reasons?
So we got about videos.
You already said one. You already talked about videos.
Okay. One is about online giving people your phone number.
Okay. So one thing is here. Our children have phones. Again, that's another way of access to social media besides internet on the laptop and internet on the games. And it's making it very clear that they have access to apps. They have access to apps that will let you be playing games like Sims and these Roblox and all that, but they're showing graphic things with graphic images. Again, your eyes are a portal. The music that they play in the background, again, your ears are a portal. And over time, it's getting into our children. That's another way of controlling.
But even Sims.
All of them.
I wanted to play Sims.
Sims has changed a lot. What else we got here?
I wanted to say something.
It's something else on here. We're not going to get into all that because we don't have that much time.
We already talked about this. So we're going to be talking about online gaming.
We already talked about that.
Well, that's all I have.
Oh, you had one good thing that you scratched out.
Junk food. There we go.
Okay, junk food and food.
Okay, about junk food and food. That's how most of what kids bring. Some kids are craving some stuff like pizza. Some kids might say they want some pizza, but some of the parents say they can't have it, and they get so angry because they can't have it.
Okay.
One of my favorite foods of home cooked food is mac and cheese, green beans, mashed potatoes, and what's the other thing? I forgot. One of me mom's crispy chicken. My mom makes the good crispy chicken.
Oh, mom does make the best crispy chicken, by the way. But anyway.
And one more thing, I was about to say about the phone numbers.
You already said that.
No, I didn't say nothing.
Yes, we did. I ad-libbed it with you.
Yes, but I didn't say
Okay, go ahead.
So I had a phone, and
basically, if you are on a video game
don't give
and people want to ask you for your phone number or any of your personal information,
don't give it to them.
Thank you.
Because some people on the game be asking me, like, I play this game called Rec Room. Some boys be saying, do you have Snap? I say, no, I'm not allowed to have that. And I said, they asked for my phone number. I said, no, but we can be good friends, though.
Good. And that's another way, because children are being pulled in these things, and then they're being influenced by other people who's having more of an influence over them than their parents. And this is stuff we have to teach our children. We have to remind them every day. Every day. It doesn't matter. We're going to get tired of it. I'm one of them. We're going to get tired of it. However, this is something that's very important as a parent. And I thank my daughter for coming on here with me today and sharing her thoughts. Even though she looks like she's sad. I hope she's not sad. Are you? Why?
I miss Camille.
I don't understand, but okay. But anyway, on this note here, children shouldn't be sad because you are supposed to be the light of the world. We are to be the light of the world, and we shouldn't be sad about people who are not around us all the time. We should rejoice and be glad. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. But anyway, with that being said, for you guys on here, we are to find a way to encourage our kids to stay on them, to go to resources that let's say, okay, you don't have family around. You need the help. Mothers, fathers, family, mingle with other families that you see positive things happening around. Do so, because our children are our next generation. And we can't let this next generation go on to the next generation out of control. We just can't. We just can't. Because if we do, we are raising a generation, an uncontrollable generation. And then they're going to teach another generation to be uncontrollable. And another, and another, and another. Look at what's in the food. That's one thing she was saying. Foods play a major effect. Processed foods, sugar, starches, dairies, the ones that are processed, the ones that do not break down in the body. They have chemicals in it. Fast foods. Even when you go to regular restaurants, you got to still check. You don't even know where they're getting their products from. Because a lot of these big farms are being taken over, and we already know who's taking that over. Bill Gates and they big corps. They're out here. They're out here big time, family. You got too many children having ADHD and all that stuff, issues going on. Psychological issues. Mental issues. I was looking at the TV with one of my ladies one day, and I was like, dang, they telling you now, if your child has this mental issue since the pandemic, call such and such and such and such and such. And I'm like, the reason why these children is having all these problems because the parents also are having those problems too. Seeing that as well. For those who haven't seen it, or you don't believe that's happening, I apologize that you don't see it. But it is out here. Big time. Big time. You don't have to look sad. We on live. Enjoy. But she wants to actually sing a song. She said she wanted to sing a little bit. And I kindly told her, let it be something appropriate. So hopefully she'll do that.
I will say never mind, because I have 2 songs that you would not allow me to sing.
Okay, well then we not gonna do that. Because
remember the song was.
No, we not gonna do that because this is Cynthia J Ministry, Cynthia J Show. We play positive music. So if you have a positive, inspirational song, you can.
Remember the song like that you came back home? I wanted to show you the dance with.
Is it a positive, inspirational song? Is it something we sing in church?
No.
Okay, then we cannot sing that. I know you got other songs.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
We
sung some songs when we was back home.
Ooh, how about something back in the day, like back in the day songs? Is that okay? Like Beyonce or something?
No, we don't do that on here. Again, and I quote, this is one of the reasons why children are out of control, because they don't listen to the directions.
Then I'll say never mind.
Okay. Mm-hmm. and it's a battle, guys. I mean, kids are easy to be influenced because other kids play it around them, and then they end up liking it, and they end up dancing, and we're not going to always be around our children 24/7. I get it. But we also got to remind our children the light that they carry. They are not to be like everybody else. They cannot.
We can't. We're just we're just ourselves, and we're not like all these singers and
talk louder.
We're not like all these singers or rappers. We're ourselves. We can make something out of ourselves.
Okay.
Like when I grow up, I really wanted to be a teacher, and I'm not gonna say the other one.
She wants to be a hip hop rapper, is what she said. But we tell her she needs to go further. Don't just stop. Elevate. Because you don't know where you're going to be led to. I remember back in the day, I was with my high school best friend. I was writing music. I thought I was TLC and SWB. I wanted to be like Queen Latifah, rap. I wanted to do all of that. I was writing music. And when I look back at my music notes, I was like, what in the world was I thinking? And why was I writing that? And it didn't make any sense. So with that being said, as God took me and elevated me and made some changes within me, I'm glad he did that. my music became more poetry. I started writing poems, which was crazy because I never was a poem person. And I started writing poems as I was going through my journey and my young adult years. And then before I met her father, things started making more changes. I started having more transformations. So with that being said, life will take you on a journey. Life will take you on a journey that you never thought you would see before. You start to elevate better. You start to become more of you. Your journey in life, I always tell her, time is of the essence. Time is not on your side. I say this when I'm ministering and giving the word of God through Psalms, even when I am at church or wherever I'm ministering and lifting up music. I said, every day is not promised. Get on there now today. God bless you, Brother Bodie. It's good seeing you. Every day is not promised. Get up there today because today might be your last day. You breathe the air that you breathe. That is why when you go out here and you minister and you lift up the song, or you go out here and you encourage people, knock on people's door just to say, hey, I'm your neighbor. I just wanted to show you who I am, show you some love, go from there. And with that being said, you don't know that one thing you said could save somebody's life, and that will be your last breath that very day. And the only reason why I can speak on this, because I once was not in this world anymore and was brought back and saved and was like, what happened to me? But I got to thank God for my mother, because if it wasn't for my mother, I probably would have been dead. If it wasn't for my mother and God sending a doctor that was a man after God's heart, not every doctor I put my trust in besides the great divine is my doctor. However, this man of God knew who I was, and he fought for me. And I had never been back to that hospital like that with my own self personally on nobody's hospital bed there ever since. But I've been there to help save and had to rescue other people. So with that being said, it's very important, especially over here as parents, that we take the time to let our kids know what's going out here in the world, especially over here in the United States. United States have a lot of regulation. You got CPS, Child Protective Service, all of these things. And in the public school, outside of the public school, then your business, it's like we're cattle anyway. So our children, us parents, we're being controlled in all areas. But if you go to other countries, you don't have these issues like that. What I will say this, if people not paying attention, the United States is trying to bring these kind of things over in other areas. Can't discipline your kids. Don't get me wrong. There's some reasons why we need it, but the way it was brought about and the way that it controls, it makes you to the point you don't really need it. We need the system for the people. The people need to have their own system, not relying on a government that wants the government meaning to govern your mind. We don't need no government to govern our mind. We need the people to come together. And just like they did back in the day, come together and have a say with our children. Be a community. Be the village. Be the tribe. Correction in love. Correction in support. Correction being a good influence. Correction and encouragement. Correction giving inspiration and good criticism and so forth. So this is one of the things why it's so important to recognize what is going on. You got over here, we got gangs. The gangs had kind of subdued around our time. But now you got these new gangs because people are coming from different backgrounds from overseas and coming together and they mingling together and they doing things. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Now that you heard me say about the young lady on TikTok. Back in the day, you had the popular kids, the unpopular kids. Popular kids, the unpopular kids. And if it was a kid that really wasn't popular, the unpopular kids used to torture the popular kids would torture the unpopular kids. That's what they used to do. Like I have heard to watch Sister with Tia and Tamara.
No, Daddy did.
We both did. You just don't remember.
I can't wait to go
to
middle school.
That's what she don't know. Middle school is the hardest years here in America, especially depending on where you live at. And the reason why it's the hardest where we live at is due to the fact is that the peer pressure is for real. The peer pressure is for real. And a lot of people don't understand, for the children, the peer pressure is so bad that the kids just jump in and follow in anything and everything that they do. It's serious.
For some reason, I really want to go to middle school. Like, next year I'm going, but I don't know how you and Daddy will feel.
How me and Daddy will feel? You a child, you got to go to school.
I don't know how Daddy will feel really. when I have to go to my first days. I don't know how Daddy will feel about that.
Oh, little girl, your father. What fathers do when they come to their daughters? They're protective. That's what they do.
Like Dad said, when I go to my first dance, he's going to go to the first dance with me. I said no.
You're gonna make sure that there's the ruler,
like
the ruler inch,
so I can keep the boys away.
Yeah.
No.
But with that being said, other than that, it's very important that we build relationships and good ones with our children. That definitely will be our stronghold, and to pray together, to love together, to encourage each other. You know, I will say I love my daughter and I thank God for her because she is my miracle child. She's been a blessing in my life. She encouraged me sometimes, even when she plucks my nerves, a little help me. But she encourages me and I encourage her, because a lot of people don't know my story of having her and before having her. And those who do know.
I really want to see.
So with that being said, keep us always in your prayer. Let's keep our children in prayer. May we continue to uprise and uplift the community. May God continue to bless us wherever we go. May the Lord bless our seeds going out and coming in and cover them in a hedge of protection. May the divine Yah shower with his mighty right hand on every side. May the angelic ancestors give the light that shines and surround to make the enemy be blindsided and shut down their walls and bring down their walls. May we continue as a people, unite together to save our generation to come, so that no enemy, no weapon formed against us shall prosper, and no enemy with their mighty axe can break down the vineyard and break down the vines. For God has made us laborers to go out here and to minister, to encourage, to uplift, to strengthen, and to do many things that we are necessary to do. May our destinies not fall immaturely, but may our destinies mature on every side. May our children's destinies mature on every side. May your children and our children's children be covered when they go to schools and when they come back from schools, when they lay their head and when they awaken again to see another day. And many blessings I pray over you and myself with the mighty hand of Yahweh. Amen. So let today show what God is able to do. My brothers and sisters, we are living in dangerous times. So if you haven't been on any other media platforms you need to follow the right ones. Don't be so led by other ones that will misstreat you. We are living in dangerous times. It's for those who are unaware of here in America, as Black children, as Black parents, and I might be wrong for saying this to others, but the truth is the truth. We live in over here in a suppressed system. Our children, our generation are being killed and murdered. It was a brother on the Black Authority and a Jason Black that my husband had me to listen to. And I sent it to my family earlier today. And I said, if they can take 30 minutes every day to listen to this podcast, I needed them to hear it. Because a father lost his infant son, and the hospital couldn't even explain to them. They was beating around, bushing around the bush, dancing around the bush to answer his questions. And they still holding back on the autopsy of this young infant boy. They are trying to kill us out here. And I'm not trying to make this about racism and all of that, but at the end of the day, I cannot deny what it is. It's happening here in the USA, in America. Children are dying in the hospitals of those who are sent out there as agents to kill us. The enemy is using agents to kill us for our organs, to eliminate us, to depopulate. Y'all heard about the woman, the one who turned around and lied and got Emmett Till, our ancestors killed. That same thing is repeating itself. Was it not obvious? Trayvon Martin, Sandra Blake, all of them. The system is meant to make our children be uncontrollable. They're giving them so much access to unnecessary things. I'm not saying that there are not bad things. I'm not saying that some people out there are actually doing things to their children. There's some parents that don't need to be parents. However, what's going on out here is dangerous. It's dangerous. And it's hurting us. So with that being said, stay woke. Stay awakened. Stay alert. Be watchful. Be watchful. There's so much going on. So many distractions. And this is why I tell my princess, so much distractions, baby. But we got to be careful. But with that being said, we are going to end that. And as before we end, if you haven't had a chance, check out your sister on the Cynthia J platform on YouTube. You'll find all my music on all social media streaming platforms. Amazing songs that God has uplifted and used me to encourage myself and encourage my daughter. And I thank God for her using it to encourage those who she come across and friends. And it's been a blessing to me. And I'm glad to be able to share. Keep us in your prayers. Uplift us daily in your prayers, especially your sister. And also, if you had got a chance, join me next week. I will be in Tappahannock, Virginia, ministering with Hot Mix Radio and Rappahannock in the Northern Neck area for the Soul by the River. It will be at 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Hot Mix is sponsoring, promoting this, and the sponsoring of the sponsors is Rappahannock. And I'm excited with other amazing artists to get out there and minister and uplift, to have a good time, to expand and do many things. There'll be great vendors out there. Don't also miss out on June 3rd with my sister Prophetess White on the I Am Conference. It's a conference of healing, a conference of deliverance from women who've been through abuse, women who need encouragement, women who don't have an outlet. Hey, brothers still show up, because it's not just about the women alone. Men get abused too. Come out. Just share it. Come out. And also, for those who have other platforms, you can email me at cynthiajgospel@gmail.com. You will also catch it on the bottom of my platforms. You can find me on many other platforms, so don't sleep on it. It's a time we need to just shine, guys. It's a time for you to shine. You see at the bottom of the link tree with cynthiaj.gospel. You'll find me on Instagram. You'll find me on Facebook. You'll find me on YouTube. But I definitely tell people to go on my link tree, because you have all of my links connected and you can click on it, share, and subscribe for my Instagram followers and those who are right here on Restream, Facebook, and YouTube. Last but not least, again, like I said, you can email me at CynthiaJ if you're looking to book me, to come out and minister and uplift and encourage, or to do seminars. I'm also a birthing doula and a postpartum doula. I'm an herbalist, herbagale. Come check out your sister, a healer. I am many things that God has called me to be, and I thank him for that. I thank I thank my ancestors for that. So hit your sister up. Don't sleep on it. But this platform is holding us women accountable, young girls, older girls. It doesn't matter your age. We are women holding each other accountable, to encourage, to uplift, to critique. We cannot let each other go out any kind of way. And like I tell my daughter, still this pertains to the topic, as a young lady, we got to be presentable. We got to be of elegance. We are goddesses. Goddesses don't move any kind of way. Goddesses walk like a goddess, breathe like a goddess, dress like a goddess, and she's elegant. She's graceful. She's uplifting. She's encouraging, and she moves, and she's a reckon to be forced with. So teach that to the young girls. Teach that to my gods, my kings out there. They need that to themselves. So before you click and end that button, go ahead and get ready to listen to some amazing things that I'm about to share to you. But I thank you guys for chiming in. I thank you guys for staying in tune. I love y'all. You guys are amazing. Continue to support your sister, and stay right here and keep an eye out for what's about to be next. Peace and love.
Good is about to happen. Something God is about to take place. Something good is about to happen. Good is about to happen. Something God is about to take place. Something good is about to happen.